Welcome to another episode of My Money Matters. This is your host, Veronica. Today we're going to be discussing home ownership. So now you might be thinking home ownership is going to be the biggest purchase of your life. So what do you need for you to sit down in front of a banker and apply for the mortgage loan? So here's a couple of things that you need to take into consideration before you run over to your bank, your financial institution, and apply for that mortgage loan. Today we're going to be covering 4 key points towards home ownership. We're going to be discussing credit. We're going to be discussing paperwork needed, down payment assistance, and overall generational wealth. Now, as I mentioned, credit was the number one thing for you to have ready when you're trying to purchase a home. And here is why. Credit is the most important thing, as I mentioned. It was the number one thing. And this is why credit is so crucial when it comes to you purchasing a home. When you sit down in front of a mortgage banker and they submit your application for a mortgage loan, and if it comes back that your credit score is not at the minimum that the financial institution is looking for, they're not even going to move to the second step, which would be paperwork. Now that we covered credit, let's go ahead and talk about the paperwork that is required for you to complete the application on a mortgage loan. Now, there's a couple of things that you have to be keeping in mind, that they're going to need at least 2 years worth of tax returns. So if you have not been working for at least 2 years, you're not going to get the mortgage loan approved. So you need minimum of 2 years financial tax returns. You also need your pay stubs for at least the last 2 months. They wanna compare the income that you had for the previous years with the one that you currently have. They just wanna make sure that they approve you for the highest dollar amount that you could possibly get as far as mortgage goes. Now, let's talk about down payment assistance and also what down payment assistance you could get with different types of loans. As I've mentioned before, there is different types of loans. There's not just one. We have FHA loans. FHA loans are pretty much backed by a governmental institution, and those are the loans that require the lowest down payment. Usually it's about 3.5%, and it is the easiest mortgage that you could possibly get, as it requires a lower credit score than a conventional loan. A conventional loan is not backed by a government agency, and it does require for you to bring up 20% of the total purchase price for you to get that home. There is USDA loans. USDA loans are usually granted to farmers in rural areas. And we also have VA loans. VA loans, as the name says it, is for our veterans, and they're backed by the Department of Veteran Affairs. Now, as I mentioned, keep in mind that down payment assistance is, some are universal, some are not. So it's very important that you check with your loan officer to see what down payment programs are available to assist you when you're purchasing your home. Most down payment programs that are out here, the most popular ones, we're gonna talk about CHFA, NewSed, and we're also gonna talk about Denver Metro Payment Assistance. All of these that I mentioned, especially CHFA and Metro Down Payment Assistance, they're some of the biggest institutions that we have here in the beautiful state of Colorado, that they assist you with down payment assistance up to 3% of the total purchase price. This is huge. Remember that I mentioned that with an FHA loan, you needed 3.5% of down payment? Well, these organizations are already giving you 3%. So technically, you would only have to save for that extra 0.5% for your down payment. So down payment assistance, it's so important for our first-time home buyers. Generational wealth is important because indeed it's what you leave behind to your loved ones. It's very important that you leave a future, financial security for your loved ones. You definitely don't want to leave debt behind. You want to give them something that they can be successful. So home ownership plays a huge role in this generational wealth, because think about it, equity. A house over 30 years is going to create so much equity, and then you can leave that behind to your children, your grandchildren, and you're creating generational wealth. You're giving them a step up when you are providing generational wealth. Thank you for watching this episode on home ownership. Please make sure to give us a call to schedule an appointment so we can discuss your own personal financial journey. Thank you for watching this episode of My Money Matters. I am your host, Veronica.